Hello, 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 everyone. This is Disgruntled Elk with a slightly different form than usual. No stream today. Just recording some testing between, format stable Azorius Hammer and actual format stable Black White Ketramose. Deck's been really popping up, and thankfully, I have a friend SpiderSpace who is quite familiar with bad white cards, but also very good white cards. And so he has agreed to help me out with that. For anyone not in the know, Spider used to stream a bunch. He's a member of Team Odyssey. And at RC Portland, he played the build without Ketramose because obviously Ketramose did not exist. So he has agreed to help me out figure exactly like what the matchup looks like. But yeah, anything you want to add there, Spider?
Yeah, it's honestly been a blast getting to return to sewer stuff. Used to play a ton of taxes back in the day, so it's nice revisiting something like that. Although with Ketramos, it's looking less and less like that. So uh, can't really say any taxes anything anymore, huh?
Yeah, I mean we can call it taxes, but that's been a lie for a long time.
I'm playing the card Flickerwisp in 2025, and I'm happy about.
There you go. Um, yeah, so I know we've talked about this a little bit, and my feeling on the matchup is that the old version, actually, so the version pre Ketramos, I think was a completely heinous, terrible matchup for Hammer because it was always just like Solitude into Solitude, 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 just forever. I think this build is a little bit softer to Hammer, still a pretty bad matchup because you also have like Hate cards and Wrath of the Skies. What are your thoughts, kind of pre-board and then and post-board, jumping right
Yeah,
in?
I definitely agree with that assessment that the matchup used to be better for me, probably worse for me now. I think my plan is definitely just solitude you a billion times. This was true pre and post Ketramos. That's just if you have solitude over and over, matchup gets very hard for you. That's what my deck is good at doing. I think that's why it's favorable for me in the abstract. I will say your build looks like it has some nice tools in the board. And I mean, you have quite a lot of them actually, but I guess I actually have quite a few tools too. So my general guess would be that I am more heavily favored pre-board, and then it gets a little closer post, but I would guess I'm still favored post.
Yeah, I would assume any deck that has Solitude and Wrath of the Skies is favored. That's just like generally
This
speaking.
makes sense. Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, like people have asked how I approach the matchup. I've seen, Spike. I know he put together like the Bright Glass Gear Hulk build, and people think that might be better against the Black White. I am of the opposite opinion. I think if your plan is to try to grind out the deck with Ketramos in it, you're sadly mistaken. And my plan is just like try to kill you on two as often as possible, and basically never respect Solitude if I can help it.
I think that makes a lot
Um,
of sense.
yeah, it's like you bright glass gear Hulk, get a couple cards, and then your opponent's just like, all right, I'll activate relic, draw a card, pop relic, draw three, four more cards. And it's like, what are we doing here? Yeah, it's like, but obviously this build having relic and actual Ketramose are not the most impactful tools in the matchup. So like that's good news for me.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think game one, it's very much like if I'm on the play, especially, and I get to just shove a turn two kill, then I'm probably in pretty good shape. But or if I can do like a protected ink moth kill by like surging pre-activation, that could be real. But other than that, I think I'm a pretty big dog, especially game one. What about
Mhm.
post board? So like you obviously have a lot of tools. I have a lot of tools too, but I think your tools come in other matchups and mine don't. So like obviously the rats for sure come in. I think that's the easy piece. And then what else are you thinking comes in? Like maybe the white orchids, maybe the vindicates, maybe an exercise. I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually kind of wanting to get your thoughts on that as well.
Okay.
Because I'm staring at my deck, and I think I have a pile of cards that just generally, when I'm looking game one, probably not very good. So from my side, I think I'm probably looking to cut Emperor of Bones, Ketramos, and Relic. I don't think that the games play out with those cards in a favorable way for me. Relic does almost nothing against you. Emperor is going to just be quite slow. If both of these cards are bad, then Ketramos gets a lot worse. So I think all of that makes sense to me. The only wrinkle in this is that when I look at your sideboard, you have both Doorkeeper Thrall and Consign. I don't know if you're bringing in consign. I think people generally like some number. I mean, certainly when I play against Breach, I'm expecting 2 to 3 copies out of them. Your deck is pretty different, but I think there is a degree of similarity where you're going to just try to kill me, and then this is actually a protection card. And so if I'm expecting both of these, I could be wrong that Ketramose is bad because Ketramose actually plays well against both of those.
Yeah,
Whereas, like, if I'm trying to do Felia stuff, Flicker Wisp stuff, Solitude stuff, all of this is pretty bad into both of those. And so it leaves me slightly unsure, I guess, in terms of what are my bad mainboard cards. I agree with you. Definitely, my slam dunk is Wrath of the Skies. I probably look at some number of white orchids. I don't really think I need all of them. I think it's just like more ways to kill Inkmoth, more ways to kill Saga are both good.
sure.
Um, and then Vindicate seems fairly slow to me, but maybe is fine. Exercise is like slightly faster. It is sorcery speed. I think this is the big problem with both of those cards
Yeah,
because I don't like. I think you're just going to one shot me a lot of the time.
that's the hope.
And if that's what you're trying to do, sorcery speed cards generally tend to not be very good. So I guess along that front, do you think even interrupter is something that I should be looking at against you because you're trying to one shot me?
I don't think so because Axe specifically like just goes through that. Um,
Hmm.
and it is, I think 3 mana is like pretty hard to hold up. That's the big piece.
Okay.
So yeah, like I think you definitely need to keep some number of Ketramose in, but I agree. Like the relics and the emperors are like pretty do nothing. Like they don't, they just don't do much. So I think it's a question of like how many cards do we bring in. So I think like definitely, like we said, the three wraths. Some builds I know have like one or two stony silences; those would certainly come in. The main reason I'm considering Vindicate is because it is a clean answer to Doorkeeper Thrall potentially, because I think that card could be a pretty big problem. So probably like I would definitely bring in the Wraths, and then maybe some of the like two White Orchids, two Vindicates. That's 7 cards. You cut like 3 Relics, 3 Emperors, and a Ketramose. Call it a day.
I worry that Ketramos doesn't do anything if we're cutting all of the emperors and all of the relics. I
Okay.
guess why don't we circle back to this, talk
Sure.
about how you're boarding, because I feel
Yeah,
like if I have a sense of what you're doing, that helps inform what I should do.
Makes sense. So where I'm at is like the Doorkeeper Thralls are. It's basically just for this matchup and weird stuff like Samwise combo, right? I was playing Hushbringer, but then I was trying against a couple different things. I don't think the lifelink actually matters, so I'll take the thing with Flash, especially now that we don't have the Sigardizade Nombo.
Hmm.
And then I don't like I'm not against some number of consigns, so I actually wanted your take on this. I definitely want the Swan songs because they are answers to Wrath of the Skies, but they also tag like an Emperor on or like an Overlord on the way down, and it can also stop a Thoughtseize or an Ephemerate, things like that.
Hmm.
And after that, it's like I'm inclined to not bring anything else in because right now I'm obviously cutting the cage. I think the 4 Memnites are pretty lackluster, and then I think I cut the Nettlecyst because I just don't think I want the game to ever go that long. And if we are to that spot, I'm probably toast. That being said, Nettlecyst can be a reasonable sized body on a Doorkeeper Thrall, so like maybe the other thing I've considered cutting, why are you doing this Magic Online? Is considered trimming is like a Lava Spur Boots, but I think being able to turn on like Mopal and Metalcraft for Paladin early, I think is pretty fast, and being able to give haste is also pretty relevant. So that's kind of where I'm at. And after that, because I have the surges, that's why I don't really look to the consigns as much.
Mm.
But yeah,
I
that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm not sure I actually buy all that. So I definitely like Memnite and Grafdiggers going out
Okay,
on your side. I would not touch Lava Spur. I think the haste is exceptionally relevant. Like you're
cool.
trying to one-shot me. This is sort of a backup way to help do that. Definitely wouldn't touch it. Are you sold that you want all of your Stone Forges when you're bringing in Doorkeeper Thrall?
I think so, and that's primarily because I still just need the redundancy, and it's kind of like if Doorkeeper Thrall is in play, I probably can figure out how to win from there, even if Stoneforge is a nombo, kind of like Snapcaster, rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, I just assume like I would never cut all of them, but I wondered if you're supposed to trim some, but maybe not. I guess it's hard to cut it when you know I'm also attacking your saga, so you're
Yeah,
losing some of the redundancy from that angle. As far as Surge, so Surge covers push where Consign doesn't, but Consign is going to cover quite a lot. Like it can cover some of the things that I do proactively as well. So things like Felia, Flicker, Flicker Wisp, Flicker. So you can just straight up like, hey, he Felia flickered his Overlord. Now you just don't get Overlord back.
sure.
Is any of that relevant? Like, are you supposed to split Surge and Consign, or you just think Surge is just better?
I think Surge is generally better, especially since sometimes you're also bringing in like the white orchids, so I might not reliably have a blue source. But being able to make sure my surges are protecting my sagas, it also counters a Thoughtseize, of course, which can be nice.
Hmm.
And then being able to just go like, all right, surge before I do anything. If I have like say two creatures in play, uh, if I surge and I have a hammer and axe in play, obviously, like this is just kind of the scenario you would want surge. If I surge, then you have to kill both of my creatures before it resolves. Because otherwise I can like attack and then battlefield improvisation and kill you once everything has hexproof.
Um,
Actually, sorry. The main reason is also surge will always protect Doorkeeper Thrall,
yes.
whereas consign doesn't protect it from like a fatal push or a march or something like that.
Right, right. And Thrall is already covering a lot of the angles that Consign covers anyway.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I
cool.
guess I buy it. That's interesting. It's weird to me that you don't want any consign, but I guess I get it.
I agree.
Obviously
It's
you still
strange.
need one cut. Are you I don't know if I want
Yeah,
to cut the nettle cyst. Like that seems weird to me.
it's impossible. It's spear.
I feel like the combat can get pretty mucked up, so I don't think
Agreed.
so. I guess, do you think Swan Song is actually that good? Because from my side, I like when you said you're bringing in Swan Song, I was like, oh, great. Like I get it is covering Wrath, which is really important, but
Yeah.
outside of exactly that, I think it's really bad.
It does. So it stops an ephemerate. It stops fatal push and Thoughtseize. Obviously, like I'm not happy to give you a 2/2, but it also tags an overlord on the way down because it is
Hmm.
an enchantment. Basically, I think as long as I can stop Wrath from killing me, then I'm in reasonable shape, and I think it's that important.
I mean, again, I'm like looking at trim a stone forge, but I don't think you like that. Do you think you could trim a battlefield, a BI, or is that also like a consistency issue?
Yeah, I think I'd be much more open to like trimming the Stone Forge rather than a BI because I think BI and Paladin are how I actually get my fast kills. Nettlecyst not getting the germ off Doorkeeper Thrall is a little awkward, so like that was the other reason I was like, ah, maybe it's the Nettlecyst. It's tough. So I think, yeah, like I do agree that the haste and even the ward one can be pretty nice in this matchup. So yeah, I think it's either Cyst or Shadow Spear because I don't think I want to cut any more zeros, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah,
I think I was between cyst and a stone forge, so I
okay,
guess you can just call it a nettle cyst and be done with it.
sure, that works for me. All right, sweet. So let me go ahead and I guess I will challenge you.
Are we doing 3 matches, I assume?
Yeah, so we can also mix it up, just like based on vibes. If we figure out like, all right, the pre-board is like pretty straightforward, then we can also just do post-board as well. Sweet. All right. So, because yeah, so a lot of people, I think, in testing it, caught up on who won more games. I'm like, I don't think that's what you actually benefit from in testing.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Interesting.
You won the die roll. Bold plan.
It's actually like really close. It's like if I keep this hand and it works, I look like a genius, and if I don't, you're gonna be like, why am I testing with this guy?
The duality.
I'm gonna greedily try this.
Okay, I am not going to because it's boots, memnite, two white sources, surge, surge, stoneforge. So doesn't
All right.
seem like where we want to be. This one I will keep, and it's always the hard part is like, what do we bottom, right? Um, and I think the answer is this. All right, I have pregame effects.
you really made me change my mind on how I was going to sequence my turn.
Thoughtseizes it is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I wanted to surveil, but I
yeah.
guess like
You can take my paladin.
we.
All right. Yeah. So Mox Opal off the top would be incredible. Okay. Well. So
You
that's
just get to turn one
interesting.
the saga if you draw the opal.
Yeah. Still might do that.
Yeah, I mean, do what you got to do.
I don't think that's the plan though. It's just plains pass.
Yay. And now I have decisions again.
Too many choices.
Dude, I hate decisions.
That's why. That's why I mulligan a lot. I have fewer choices.
Okay, all right, all right.
Okay, that's a good card.
Yes,
Okay.
and this is why I hate
Oof.
how this deck looks now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that.
I'm sure you don't.
All right. Yeah, let's get a saga going. Push Thoughtseize, push Ephemerate. All right. Flicker Wisp. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Don't Flicker Wisp me, bro.
I would have loved to, but
Yeah, it would
not
be really
today.
good. All right. Okay. So that is likely the correct thing to do. I'm actually going to mute real quick so I can explain what my thought process is.
Sure.
Cool. All right. So right now, I want to be able to kill him the following turn. So I think we want to go Inkmoth, Stoneforge, grab Hammer, play Hammer. I think that makes sense to me. We can also, because that also gets the Inkmoth into play, so we can go. I can go Inkmoth, Stoneforge, play Hammer, or we can play Inkmoth, play, and then just like make a construct that prices us into getting a hammer with the saga, which is not great. So if we go Stoneforge, let's see, let's look at the list real quick. So his list doesn't actually have that many answers to a hammer being in play. So yeah, what if we just go Inkmoth, Stoneforge, grab hammer, play hammer? Yeah, okay, I think that's right. All right. I'm a simple man.
Okay, interesting. Now I'm like, what was your decision?
I could have made a construct.
Yeah, yeah, you coulda. You sure coulda.
It's a legal
Oh,
choice.
wow. And now I have another decision.
Boo.
God damn it.
Okay,
All
yeah, I
right.
mean,
Okay.
here's some cards.
Do I want to attack you? I mean, kind of.
I've heard
All
of
right.
worse plans. All right. I'm not blocking because I legally cannot. Oh, just 2 mana recall.
Yeah, I guess we're going even further in.
All right. I legally cannot block.
Kill me.
That's the hope.
I feel like
Okay.
it very well may happen here.
Yeah, so we can float mana, go grab that. I guess like I don't even need the hammer to kill.
It's true. It's true. You could just like, hey, here's a leyline axe. Rar.
So we can do that, grab that. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Yeah, almost certainly grab that, put it on there. Game's hard.
Huh.
Well,
I think I might have made a slight misstep, maybe.
so we could
I'm
have
not even
like,
sure.
it's exciting. I mean, pretty hard for me to beat 2 removal spells anyway, so maybe I just don't try to do that. All right, let's float some mana.
I don't like that.
Now, the question is, what are we getting here? It's probably that, or it's either Mopal or Boots. That's the question, right? And if we grab Mopal, then we have access to another 2 mana. Animate that. Yeah, I think it's. Well, okay. Let me do this math. So we do that, that, that covers that. Animate. And we're 1 shy. All right, yeah. Let's get boots, I guess. And then are we supposed to attach here? Weird game.
Right? I feel like this became very intricate very quickly.
That is how Hammer goes, right? It's like very intricate very quickly or not at all.
It's true.
Yeah, it seems right.
Okay.
All right, so first things first. That. Okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
And we have the Solitude, I'm guessing. Oh, okay.
So my decision, I could have main phase ephemerated to get another look.
Oh, sure,
And
sure, sure.
I kind of liked the idea that you would go in not knowing I had the blocker or not. But maybe
Reasonable.
it's just safer to like get the blocker and draw the card right away. I was really not sure.
Hmm.
So do I want to attack you or do I want to draw a card? Who doesn't like drawing cards?
Cards are great. Also, attacking me seems ambitious right now.
Which thing am I most scared of? So if you somehow animate Inkmoth, you have your BI, it becomes a 3/3 and then 4/4/5/5, so it just like instantly double strikes and murders my ass.
Yeah, that's it. That is what it would do.
So how much does your having a hammer in play matter at all right now? I guess it matters if you find Spear, but Spear doesn't just kill me.
I can also just move Leyline Axe for 3, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean that still doesn't just kill me, right? Like,
Double strike trample 13/13.
yeah, so
So
third. Oh yeah, yeah, no,
yeah,
that
it's a
wouldn't work.
26 minus 8, so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
18. Yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. Checks out. It's dead.
And maybe so am I.
Okay,
Maybe.
I mean, let's do this. I will attack you.
Uh, so 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 10 me? No, it's +2, so 12 me. So 12 minus 8, I still live. I don't think I. Oh no, actually, this is better.
All right, surprise, I'm doing this.
We.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I have to apply that amount of damage, so that's the amount of damage I will apply. Oh, I can apply 0 too, because 4 is already marked on it. All right. All
Nifty.
right.
That is a big boy you have there.
It's a big girl. Just imagine if I had a hammer. It would have been so much more.
It really would have.
Okay.
Hello, Moto.
Just moto thing. Sounds about right.
I swear I've tried to do things.
No, I believe you. Okay.
Okay, and this is why my block makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because now you can get the Witch Enchanter back.
So do I want to attack you? I guess I'm getting the 5/5. So how much does it matter to hit you for 2 right now? Hit you for 6, you go to 23. I don't really think that's what the game's about. Additional blocker is nice. Do I want to gain 4? Kind of yes. How do I die from here? I don't think you have like a single top deck that just murders me on the spot.
I don't know. Maybe BI does it. That would be pretty good.
Yeah, you just don't have the mana to also Inkmoth up right now.
Correct. Yeah, BI plus
Um,
Inkmoth is effectively a 4 mana play.
yeah,
Okay.
it just plays around all this stuff.
Reasonable. That makes sense. Okay, so we can attack. Need some stuff, which is relevant. Yeah, all right.
Notably, my play of not attacking with Witch Enchanter means I like my doing it on end step means I get a blocker here, but if I did it on my turn, I get to draw an additional card, which is kind
That's
of
true.
interesting.
Yeah.
But
Because yeah.
I don't think it really matters. I think it's fine to just does actually even hitting the Shadow Spear make sense there?
I
Not.
think being able to turn off the Ketramose is actually pretty big. And
I
here
mean, it's still just a lifelinker. I mean, I could have also blocked at the Overlord. I don't know. Decisions are hard.
they are hard. I agree.
Okay. I mean, I now have to be careful about murdering myself with Ketramose, though, because of my
True.
choices.
3 is not a lot. No, my Forge Anew that isn't in my deck.
Yeah, you got to
Alright.
play around all the stuff that doesn't exist.
Oh, we found a Solitude. Shit.
That's got to just be the best thing,
I
right?
cannot imagine it's anything else.
Yeah. Is there any sense in my trying to play around things right now? Or should I just go ahead and like main phase do some shit?
Well, you know I don't
Because
have Surge in my hand, so that would be a reason.
I think I'm just main phase doing some shit.
I think that's pretty reasonable. Trigger.
I'll pay.
Damn. Alright, I'll gain 4.
Oh, I stacked this poorly. That was
Oh, do we have the Ephemerate?
no,
Okay.
but I could draw the ephemerate, so
Yeah, true.
um now becomes more difficult for you to do that, but you could do it. Do I even care? I guess I'm worried about another BI. And if that's the case, this is the best thing to do. Lovely.
Okay. What does that change anything? So we can go. Yeah, I can't beat cards. So you aren't allowed to have cards. You can have four
All right.
lands. I'll allow it.
Uh,
Okay, let's do this first.
so we've established that this is 8. Oh, but you also get that. Okay. So this is now 9.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to do it. Also, we can also just like move both axes to paladin, and then 3, 4, 5. It's 10. It's not enough to kill though. Um,
Is this even enough right now? Like, so you attack, I
no,
block
it's not.
Stoneforge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think we just pass here. Yeah, like I can get 2 over, but the life link is a huge problem. So we probably want to just move everything onto move this to the Stone Forge. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay. Because I have a guaranteed solitude next turn to
Hmm.
know about.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even.
Yeah, it's like you're pretty far
um,
ahead. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, so that was definitely a reason to grab Hammer over Nettlecyst because then I definitely can kill you. Um, yeah, I will concede from there.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Uh, so
And now we
yeah,
do the other thing that we talked about, where
exactly.
the game gets very different.
It does. Now I get to cut a lot of these bad cards and play a lot of these good cards.
Are they even good cards though? Like, they're all bad
Uh,
cards.
Swan Song. Yeah, okay, they're all bad cards.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm bringing in like Vindicate. What is that actually playable?
I do think it's funny how people are like pooping on that. I was like, no one was pooping on Stone Rain when people were playing Stone Rain 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. Like Stone Rain is good, but Vindicate is shit.
Yeah, it's just Stone Rain that can hit anything.
I guess
Uh,
Orzhov cards always bad.
yeah, it's a reason it's called the sewer.
That Ketramose was actually really good that
It
game.
was really important. Yeah,
I just like without Relic, it's so much worse. It's just so much worse. Like, could it be better than a White Orchid or a Vindicate? Like, I don't know that it is.
yeah, because without Relic, it's really hard to turn on to.
I mean, it's like I could keep Relic, but if I'm keeping Relic, then like, what am I just like not boarding in? I mean, like, I don't think Vindicate is that good against you. I don't
I
think
don't
White
either.
Orchid
Yeah,
is that good against you. I think I definitely want the first 2 White Orchids, I think,
okay.
and that means I have like 4 slots to play with. But I
Yeah,
just don't
so definitely the Wraths, and then
like Vindicate helps me answer your Thrall, which is the whole reason I would want Ketramose because I'm not ETBing.
right.
So
Maybe it's just
yeah.
the cut the Emperors for the Wraths. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I could sideboard very lightly. I can sideboard very heavily.
True. All right. Well, I mean,
I'm
I'm gonna keep this hand.
gonna keep 2. I think
Oop. What are
mine
you
is close. Good game.
getting?
Just ley line GG.
It's too powerful. I even get to surveil. It's too good, man.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna surveil too. All
It's
right.
a combo. All right.
Dude, fetch land surveil is just always a
I don't think I want that.
what? But it was so good.
I know, right? And yeah. Pass turn.
Oh, is this a doorkeeper thrall?
What?
What?
Sigh.
Yeah, okay. Wow, I hate that. I keep getting decisions. I don't know if you've learned like when I don't know what the right thing to do, it's like, oh man.
No, I get it.
Okay, sorry, I got to think about this a little
No,
bit.
you're fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm being melodramatic. We're good.
All right. Surprise.
Wow.
I know. Shocking. I mean, all right.
Oh. Um,
Sure.
huh. I did not think that's what was about to
Yeah.
happen.
I'll attack for 4.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just being lazy. I'm not blocking you.
All right. Fair enough. Okay.
God. Okay.
Flicking that axe. We're the doorkeeper.
Yes, sir. I mean, either's the same, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna put it back on there. I dare you.
I mean, it's not that unreasonable.
No, it's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
We're not doing it. It's
Nah.
upsetting. I was so excited about it. Okay.
Rose charm.
This is pretty interesting. You have, there's no spell pierce to care about. You could have a swan song. You could be playing the surge here.
Mhm.
Surge is permanence you control, right?
Yeah, permanence
So
and me get hexproof and hexproof until end of turn, and then red and black damage to
mhm.
creatures gets prevented.
It's really interesting. I could, huh, okay.
We
Viable
marching?
bite. You gonna protect?
No, you're good.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm like, what? All right, well, I'm not doing jack shit, so
You get to blink that ley line
Aetherdrift.
axe though.
Yeah,
Pretty powerful. I'll
I'm
take
proving
two.
a point, okay?
I respect that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, all right. It's like if you want a wrath for two, okay. Probably don't want to, but
All right. I mean, so you keep the stone forge if I do that. It's like, all right, I mean, I guess I'll,
would you like to blink the
yeah.
stone forge? Damn. I will accept it.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
you
like
have wrath.
really bad.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
just get to
yeah,
keep the
yeah, yeah.
ornithopter now?
For no reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I do that? I was thinking, I guess I thought, oh, he'll chump anyway with the ornithopter, so I should not let you have that option and then just let you keep the ornithopter. I mean, I think I'm still probably gonna do this, and then I think I don't actually kill our two drops.
Okay,
Since I
reasonable.
just made an energy and gave
Okay.
you an ornithopter for no reason.
Checks out. Checks out. All right. Well,
Kill
I
me?
mean, nah, probably not killing you. That seems hard.
I mean, good, good.
uh, I mean,
Really should have just removed that ornithopter, huh?
I presume so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all right. Just
Attack me
pass
for
in
one
here.
with your squire. Do
I might. It's not bad. I'm not
it.
blocking, right? So yeah. I mean, get my chip shot in.
All right.
Well, nah.
No? Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. No attacks, no blocks. Best way to play.
Yeah, I mean, I just removed your ornithopter for no
There you
reason,
go.
so we're.
All right, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you think I'm not about to get a counter on this
Still
bad
doing
boy,
it, yeah.
yeah.
I don't think the double block is worth it.
No, I think the double block is like actively bad,
It's pretty
actually,
bad, yeah.
because then I get the thing back at the end step anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not my favorite. All right, well,
Are we just equipping Doorkeeper Thrall again?
no, I don't think so, but it's close.
Ah, okay. All right. I was excited about that one.
I don't blame you. I'd be excited too. Yeah, let's get a planes, and I mean, I'm not attacking with Doorkeeper. You don't have the Razor Grass. Okay, cool. The ambushes, the flip land. Yeah, so
I mean, I
yeah.
can't block either of these, so like, oh, you're a monster. You're a
Okay,
menace.
it's not a hammer. Don't worry. It's the third Leyline axe
And a BI?
and a BI.
Okay, okay.
On to the bad
Man,
one.
this doesn't kill me, I don't think. Eight,
Deals
nine.
9.
Not dead.
Could be worse. Yeah.
I like not being dead, I'll tell you what.
Tell you what, boy.
Oh, well, I mean, I could just unequip it. That's really funny.
This is true.
Like this is just 5 damage. Like it's really tempting. No, no, I'll be disciplined.
Okay. Okay. So we're attacking, blinking that, and then we are wrathing, I assume.
hmm
Okay.
I don't even need to do it for 4, but like I guess I just can. Yeah, I mean it's like fine, right?
Yeah, and you get the extra energy too.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then the Witch Enchanter comes back and is like, haha, I did nothing.
I'm
So
a
did I just, I
2/2.
just, I guess I just missed 2 damage is what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, which one's the new one? There we go. All right. Let's get in there.
Poison beats him.
Yep. I've done dumber stuff for less.
I believe it.
You've seen me do it. All right. Okay. I don't mind that one.
I don't like that one. It's good.
Yeah, I'll get a hammer. Do we play it? I know you have March, but you've already used the March. And then Wrath of the Skies would not be my favorite thing. Yeah, so since you have so much sorcery speed stuff, I think I'm supposed to hold it. Obviously, like you could Thoughtseize, but like that seems dangerous at 3.
We're not getting the attack in.
True, true. All of a sudden, it feels
Well,
less relevant.
I guess I could just be killing you now.
I'll gain a life.
You would.
I would. It's true.
No, I mean I could have attacked you for 2, so you'd be at 4, is what I
Oh,
was
sure, sure,
thinking.
sure. Yeah. And then I could block, I guess, but that feels bad.
Yeah, it's just a different game.
Yeah.
Key. I will put more pressure into play.
All right. Do you have
I
another
guess.
removal spell?
Dude, we love removal spells around here.
I believe you.
Well, you have 1 card, so I'd be so much more terrified right now if you just hadn't played Urza's Saga. But I mean, it wouldn't change anything. You just like be in the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, like you wouldn't not do this, right? All right. If you want to concede, we can do game 3.
Sure.
Cool. Got him. Yeah, I think this is probably still correct. The Nettlecyst didn't seem unreasonable because it does suit up to an Ornithopter. I think the Shadow Spear is actually probably not super relevant. We'll try that. We'll try that.
I kind of was looking at the Avens on my side of just like particularly for BI and Surge, like BI delaying a turn is massive, especially because I can then like maybe block things.
Sure.
Um, and then Surge just becomes a lot worse because you obviously can't protect, but it doesn't.
I can
I
just
guess it
cast
doesn't
it
do
as a
anything about.
sorcery, right?
Yeah, yeah, but like if you're trying to Surge to protect it from a removal spell, I guess.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like, but
a
like,
hard hoop to jump through. It's like, am I expecting to like push and then Aven or like
right.
Solitude and then Aven, and that doesn't seem that reasonable.
It's a lot of mana.
I mean, it's 3 or 4.
All right. Yeah, you're on the play this time.
Oh, because you quote unquote
I,
won the last
I
game.
won, quote, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
It's really bad. I think we keep this and bottom that. Bottom one of those. I'll tell you that. I think it's probably that. All right. 2 Wraths was tough.
I had the third in hand.
Jesus.
I don't even know. That's such a hand.
It's a hand of a lot of spells.
I kind of want to take Paladin, but like you just have the Stoneforge. I could take the Stoneforge, but then you have the Thrall and the Paladin. I don't really know what thing I'm most scared of right now.
Yeah, it's not super clear from my end either.
Stoneforge gives you ETB, but if you could protect the Thrall, then I'm upset. I guess I'm gonna play to the long game because I feel like that's my role in the matchup.
I would agree with that. Yeah, well, whatever.
Here we go. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm real simple. Didn't come here not to do this.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Whatever. Thank God you took the Stone Forge. I'm gonna send a message.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, I don't know. It's like,
Yeah, I lose the game to Wrath here. Yeah, all right, all right. Let's see what I can find. Okay, well, glad I drew it now.
yeah.
And yeah,
Oh, you just main phase. Interesting.
yeah, because you could have the Aven, right?
Yeah, I
And I'm
could.
not doing anything else anyway, so
Yeah, I mean, this all seems fine to me.
yeah, just push. Sure.
Well, it is black on top, white below.
Joke's on you. My mana is fixed.
Got him.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Can't play around stuff.
That makes sense.
Pretty rude. Found a
Uh-oh.
Solitude also. That's not good. And we shocked.
Yikes.
I'm so toast. All right, yeah. Here we go. Draw a card. Hell yeah.
Sure.
All right. Pass. Not attacking.
Into my first striker? Come on.
I know, right? Yep.
It's disappointing. I mean, you like probably have Surge. Don't even care. Not really.
Would you like to blink my Colossus Hammer?
I think
No.
I like this
Okay.
Overlord card.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, take 4. I guess take 2 then too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Overlord's back. So we get probably a White Orchid or a Witch Enchanter. Those are like the 2 that I'd be looking at.
I mean, if it's like I want to pitch a Felly, that
That's
makes the
true.
most sense. Probably Witch Enchanter does the most.
Yeah, so I know you have Solitude Witch Enchanter, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Draw a card.
I guess. All right.
Yeah, Solitude. Surge. Okay. I will not draw a card. I take it back.
I will not exile a thing.
Okay. Allowed. Alright. That would be pretty good. Get another Solitude. Yeah, we're like
Should I
pretty
just get
toast. You just get the
multiple
Solitude again.
things? So I could just like
Oh,
5,
sure.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 you, or I could 5 you and then get an additional trigger.
Putting me on
Really?
a 2, I think 10 me twice is probably what you want to do.
I mean, I'm like getting another creature is the thing, right? So like I can put more pressure into play as well.
Right.
I don't know. I don't
I
like.
don't think it
I'm
matters.
probably just yeah.
You're only like the advantage bar is broken currently.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And then I just
And
like do one of these, make it even harder.
yeah, okay, we are in fact dead. All right. Okay, so let's do another. I get to be on the play this time,
Hmm.
which is pretty good. All right.
There were definitely a couple points where I was scared. I did feel like that was pretty
Mm.
convincing, but yeah, I like this.
Ooh, I do have Grafdigger's Cage. Um, yeah, this
Hey
one
man,
is
I got bad graveyard hate too. All right, like
oh yeah. But yours draws cards too, so you know. Yeah, it's probably that. Done. No pregame effects. Not this time.
does this matter at all? Probably not.
I will play a land.
Yeah, just don't pass.
It's within my range. Yeah, I mean,
Think I care.
doesn't seem super relevant right now.
I mean, eventually, right? Like
Yeah,
that's.
but like I think you can squeak out the surveil here. Okay, don't need the land. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
You. This is like kind of a lot.
It's like I don't know. This is what I got. And first things first. There we go. Yep, makes sense to me. Whack.
Ouchie.
All right. That's all I got.
I'm a little grumpy about this, but it's okay.
I think you'll manage somehow. Yeah, all right. Whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Kind of interesting.
sure. The most powerful healing salve in all the land.
Dude, she was such a good boy.
Need a card? Does not seem great. Oh, I was thinking activating the relic so that Ketramose was online quicker, right? I don't think it matters, but like something to consider.
No, because for Ketramose to be online, I have to pop it, so it gets the save.
Yeah, it does not matter here, but in future games it might.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I generally I agree. So I wasn't popping it earlier, or I wasn't activating it earlier because I thought maybe I'd want to actually use it with the Ketramose for slower activations. Excuse
Sure.
me. And that obviously is not what happened. Huh.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'm dead to a BI. Am I dead to? I'm not dead to second Stoneforge.
I think this is probably the line. I guess we do this first.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You could also Ink Moth. I don't actually know where it being matters. Like, would you prefer to have land or not?
Yeah, I think we do activate the Ink Moth because then we can move Hammer from the Paladin over to the Ink Moth, and then you
So if I
still,
have Solitude, you keep Paladin. I mean,
yeah.
because I can't. So like currently, if you just swung, I'd be forced to Solitude Stoneforge block Paladin. But if you, yeah,
If I
I mean,
animate Ink Moth, then I'm covered
I
anyway.
don't have
Yeah.
it anyway.
Okay, cool.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I did have the BI, but I drew the Paladin. I was like, all right, well, we're gonna do that.
yeah, it seems probably better.
All right, I think we try the same thing. I think a
Felt
cut
pretty
cage feels good.
decent about my configuration.
Seemed pretty fine. You drew a lot of Rathless guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the 4 white orchid. Like that's my
It's a
one like
lot.
question mark.
It is a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, this is correct. We'll try it. Interestingly enough, rest in peace is like a consideration because it does shut off the Overlord entirely, but doesn't seem that exciting, frankly.
Am I supposed to keep this? Let's see.
I certainly should not keep this. All right, well, I would have liked a mix of the two hands. All right, I guess I'll keep this. Um, First hand was 5 lands. But
Yeah,
two of them
yeah.
were Saga, and the other two cards were like Hammer Axe, so it's like
Hmm.
not great. Yeah, probably supposed to do that. Roll into 5. Let's go.
It's
Uh,
okay. I might have kept something that maybe I shouldn't have, but I don't even know. I feel like
yeah,
I keep keeping hands that's like I know I have to mulligan for these cards against you anyway, so
yeah,
like
seems
oh,
pretty
but
reasonable.
then wow, it's just too easy.
I hate it here. All right. Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, let's get a Nettle Cyst.
Okay.
Actually, it looks pretty reasonable here.
Sort of think it instantly doesn't, but
That's okay. We can move it to make it reasonable, but
sure, sure. I mean, I think I'm supposed to just do this.
checks out. Yep. Yeah, I'll get that.
And then I guess I get a counter on my guy. I could blow up one of my own lands to thin my deck. I'm not going to do it though.
Ooh, powerful.
I actually think I would do it if I had more Ketramose in my deck, just
I
to
think that
put
makes sense.
cards in
Yeah,
the graveyard.
reasonable for sure. Okay, I don't hate that. Um,
Ooh, you making
all right,
moves over there?
that's what we do. Shaking and baking.
I dislike moves.
No moves allowed.
This is a no move household. So I don't even know, like whatever. I guess I could attack with it anyway, but
Good. Surprise.
I am surprised.
I know it's shocking behavior. Truly.
Interesting.
I know. Yeah, it's not happy about what could happen to me, but here we are. How sick would Doorkeeper Thrill be?
I think this is okay. Like, I wish I had a land, but all
I have
right.
a 2/2
And I get to still kill your saga.
and my cyst. All right.
Hee hee.
I mean, all right, yeah. Attack for 4, sure. It could be worse.
I mean, that's what I'm doing. Like, all right, well, there's that land I wanted. That didn't
Boo.
actually matter because you had things.
I
Didn't
did,
see any
in
stuff.
fact, have things. Yeah, take 4. Yeah. Surveil. Nah. One card
The
too late.
doorkeeper thing.
All right. Yeah, I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, almost there. Um, yeah, I'm not attacking into a Haven, so.
All right, okay. I don't blame you. You could have gotten in for one more. I feel like you probably should have. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, wait, by animating the Inkmoth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did before damage.
I don't. I think it was after damage. Unless I'm
Mm,
crazy. It's okay.
No,
Whatever.
because whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll also meant to move the Nettlecyst to the Doorkeeper thrall,
Well,
but clicked through that. Thankfully, it doesn't really matter.
it is actually going to be better that you didn't.
Perfect. Oh yeah, way better. I'm so smart.
Kind of messed up, actually.
All right, like that guy. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna animate the ink moth. Yeah, powerful.
I guess I should do Verge there, actually.
Yeah, probably because it gives
Yeah,
you black as
definitely.
well. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right. Nah, I'm good. Okay, I'll take it. We don't have that. That's unfortunate. Are we dead in the air? We are. All right, cool.
Well, yeah, yep, you're 2-2.
Yeah, literally dead in the air. All right. So maybe we want the spear. Spear would have been really good there. I don't know what the hell to cut is the problem here.
I still feel like this exercise seems very mopey,
I agree. I
but
think it is mopey.
like, is it
Uh,
better than an Aven, a Ketramose, a Relic, or a Emperor? All of those things feel
it's
mopey.
probably better than Emperor.
Better than Relic, so it's mostly like Ketramose or Aven.
Maybe we are supposed to cut the boots here.
You think so? You think Spear is better than Boots? I feel like there have been a lot of points where you had Boots or you could have had access to Boots, and it was the one thing I was scared of like, oh, I have to
Sure.
now play more conservatively. But I mean, I also don't know if you're cutting it or not, so I'm probably gonna play that way either way.
It's true. I could do anything. Maybe an ornithopter. That doesn't seem great. I don't think. Oh, maybe.
It
Sure.
it's awkward because your zeros turning on Opal matter a ton, but then
Yeah.
they're really bad into my Wrath.
Right.
And
Which is
so
why Leyline Axe is the perfect Magic the Gathering card.
okay.
Yeah, I'll keep this. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
You don't care.
Not really. Obviously it depends on what you have. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello, Moto, come on.
I believe in you. I don't actually believe in you, Moto, but all right.
I've lost all faith.
It's true. All right. Yeah, I mean, let's get boots. Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you don't have boots, and immediately it's like, wow, I wish I had boots.
Yep. It is kind of funny where it's like, whatever one I boarded out, I wish I
I This is weird, but fine.
had. I accept. Checks out.
Hey, look, I would have missed.
Oh, that's true because he's the Overlord. That's awkward.
Like, Overlord is so much worse in this deck than it used to be.
Yeah, it is.
The funniest part is it doesn't even matter.
Also true. Um, so you have Solitude in hand, and that's the only known. Yeah, whatever. Let's do this, do this.
Hmm.
Here's a 3/3. I know this is gonna
We
sound
see your
ridiculous,
3-3.
like, but man, I wish I had Mox in my hand. Because
Holy shit.
that's every game ever. All right. I would like to gain 3 life, please. Okay, we found a use for Vindicate. Better than Stone
We
Rain,
did.
because it
We did.
because it pitches. Ooh,
It just
okay.
pitched twice.
Okay, so it's just a question of is the other card in your hand white? So what? So you have. Oh, so you have Solitude Flicker Wisp in your hand, right?
No, I have Solitude Mystery card.
Okay. I was like, what the? Okay. Then I mean, yeah, we do this. Yeah. All right.
I mean, we all know what's happening here.
Yeah. Oh shit, he blocked. All right, the third Solitude. Yeah, yeah. All right.
It was the same one.
Mm, yeah. All right. Yeah. I will concede there because you have the active Overlord. I mean, I guess I can give it a turn.
Yeah, I mean, you have hasty boots, but it gets harder and harder.
Yeah. It's like I need to rip Paladin. Paladin this turn might do it.
Um, okay. I think I'm supposed to fetch shock. Or
Reasonable.
I guess I have that. That's fine. I just like don't want to mill all my potential vegetables there.
That's reasonable.
How do I die?
Paladin off the top, but I don't think you can beat
Yeah.
that. So, oh, sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Flicker Wisp, and then tag the hammer
Um,
or the axe, maybe. Yeah, the axe.
yeah, I think it's just the axe.
All right. Okay. Whatever. Do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we still have potentially another turn. Can't grab Wrath of this guy, so at
Uh,
least there's that.
is taking off blue matter at all now?
At this point, probably not. Unless, like, Wrath of the Skies is in your hand and you're worried about Swan Song, but then I'm dead, so.
I feel like these are kind of all the same, but like whatever.
Yep, yep.
Thrall?
Yeah,
Hmm.
thin my deck. Okay, sure, sure.
Oh, this doesn't actually matter.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. No, it does matter, right?
Why?
Because if Thrall were already in play, because if I draw Paladin off the top, you still die if you don't do this.
I still die
Oh,
either
oh,
way.
because the second
Yeah.
Flicker Wisp won't come back. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I should just have body? Does body do anything? So you have paladin. I mean, I guess you put it on the flyer. So flyer is 10, 11,
One,
12,
two, three,
13, 14,
four,
15. I mean, it's like 16
4,
double striker.
5, 6, 17 double strike.
Yeah.
Double strike. It's you're dead. That's so the body does not
I mean, I'm just
matter.
trying to decide if this trigger does anything anywhere. I guess I could have just like targeted Overlord, I guess. Maybe that was better. I don't think it even matters.
No, I don't. I don't think it matters at all. It's like, do I draw Paladin off the top, or I
Yeah,
guess
whatever.
Battle Bi does the same here. All right, equip her one time.
We. All right, whatever.
Nope. All right.
Yay.
Is this game 2 or 3? This is game 3, right? Because I got game 1.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So we can concede this one. All right. So let's talk real quick. Okay. So I mean, I think game 1 played out basically exactly how we talked about.
Mhm.
Game 2 and 3, I'm still unsure. I think the thralls are still very good because even if they're just stopping solitude, I think that's like one of the most important things we can do.
Mhm.
Um, that being said, it does feel like there's almost one too many cards I'm bringing in, and so maybe I trim a surge since I'm bringing in the swan songs because I think countering wrath is that important.
I mean, Swansong is still countering the same stuff that could kill the Thrall,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, if it's just about protecting Thrall, then it's very similar. I do think Thrall is pretty good. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't think it is lights out or anything close to it, but it is a little awkward that it's like also tagged up in Wrath. I don't know if you can really do anything about that. Like, I think it's just like, all right, whatever. Like, Wrath's gonna be good.
Correct.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the Thoughtseize actually felt really excellent
Yeah, I
this
think the
turn.
Thoughtseizes are good.
I think on my end, particularly freeboard, I have to mulligan fairly aggressively. I know we didn't see that happen. I just had inter.
Yeah, you just had a
Uh,
bunch of good sevens, which is fine. Like your deck's full of good
I,
cards.
I mean, I had two one landers that I kept.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like I just immediately drew land, and so like actually, I think both times I no maybe one of the two times I surveilled towards it, and the other time I
Yeah.
just like had to do the thing on one. But I mean,
Mhm.
it was like it was like multiple pieces of interaction. So like I think one of them was like Thoughtseize push Solitude, and the other one was like March Solitude Wrath. Right? It's like I'm not like
Yeah.
I don't know, like whatever. I'm
It
sad
seems
it's a one
pretty
lander.
good.
Hopefully we get there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I will say we haven't seen we haven't seen any Mox Opal draws. Like the good Mox Opal draws. We've seen Mox Opal, but not
Hmm.
that. So okay. You want
Like
to do
accelerating you.
yeah, not
Okay.
like Stoneforge on one. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to do one more?
Sure. Yeah. I'm still unsure on my side about the Wrath, or sorry, White Orchid 3 and 4. Those still
Yeah.
seem meh to me. I mean, there've been multiple points where it's like I just had nothing to tag. I did like being able to remove ink moths and your your Urza Saga is
Yeah, I'm with
like
you.
I think taking you off blue to open up the Wrath is weird because it's like you're trying to hold up the Swan Song, and I'm like I
Yeah.
tagged your island there. I got the Knight instead of Solitude or something else because I was like, oh, I'll take you off blue, and then you can't counter this Ephemerate.
Pretty good.
It's like, is that? I mean, it's fine. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but it's
not.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's. I think they're kind of medium, but
I
yeah,
agree.
I think I will keep this one.
I
Pre-game
think
effect.
I don't think I've had a non-7 yet.
Your turn.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah,
you asked for it.
yeah.
You
I
did
didn't. I didn't come here
specifically
to not
say.
do this.
Well, I mean, if your hand is like Surge Equipper, then like goodbye. But oh, stop it.
All right. Well,
Am I? Holy.
let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am dead. It's interesting. I kept a hand that had one piece of interaction in the Thoughtseize. I think I'm like thinking about if I was supposed to try to mull this. I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think
Sure.
you just like
So
die to this and it's fine.
yeah. Let's. I mean, let's talk about the hand. What was the hand?
Sure.
Thoughtseize, Arid Mesa,
So
for sure.
yeah. I had Thoughtseize, Arid Mesa, Plains, Overlord, Ketramose, Ephemerate, Ephemerate. So my logic was I have Thoughtseize, I have looks towards Solitude. So if I'm not drawing Solitude,
That's
then
true.
maybe I'm drawing something else to interact. If I just don't draw that and I have land, then Ketramose at least draws cards with Ephemerate, so I can still draw towards Solitude. So it's like a lot of basically the whole hand is Thoughtseize and looks towards Solitude.
I mean, I think that's pretty
um,
reasonable, honestly.
yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think my
Yeah.
hand has to have at least one piece of interaction, and it
Yes.
ideally has two, but I don't I don't think I'm allowed to mulligan something like this.
Agreed. Yeah, my opening hand was everything you saw, and then Nettle Cyst Surge. And I was like, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm keeping this because like if I hit a land, I just play a Nettle Cyst on two, and it's like a 6/6 or whatever. And then
Mhm.
of course we like just drew the Paladin. I'm like, oh, okay, this is much
Yeah.
easier.
I
Um,
also I drew second Overlord, which didn't, whatever.
yeah,
That's even more looks towards Solitude.
there you go. Like top 20 cards or something at this point.
Right, right, right. I mean, my
Um,
whole deck is like it's just the Solitude deck. Like
yes,
that's what it does.
yeah, which is why I'm like not happy.
Yeah, no, I mean like this matchup is tough for you for sure.
Yeah. Until I turn to kill you with protection. It's like what the
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
fuck?
Like I mean that hand was like that's got
That's
to
a
be your absolute upper echelon hand, right?
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I need to keep talking about how we haven't really seen the good Mox Opal hands.
Just like, hey, I haven't seen that like fucking insane hand.
I'd like to kill you on turn two, please. Yeah. Get to keep seven again. That's really exciting for me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hey, same. Like that's all we do around here.
That's what we do. I'm about it. How?
How has been called.
All right.
Okay.
So Surveil too good. Now the Overlord hits the
Hmm.
perfect card now too. It's terrible. My nightmares. Yeah, whatever. If you wrap me, you wrap me. I'll move on with my life.
I'm not. I wouldn't do that to you.
You've literally done it to me like three times. Filthy liar. Yeah, whatever.
Interesting. I don't know what that tells me. I mean, like,
It
I
tells
guess
me
you
I know
don't
I'm gonna get
have.
wrapped.
Because you don't have the ley lines. I guess it's just like you trying to murder me, right?
Mm,
Oh,
don't owe me.
well, uh, yeah.
Okay, sure.
You're gonna be less happy about it here in a second.
I mean, you act like there's any play you can do with more than two mana that I'm ever happy about. Oh, cool, another Solitude.
Yeah, I like
Alright,
those.
so
Those are
we have
good cards.
Solitude in hand. Yep, yep, pretty good. And so now we're seeing the other, the other way
Yeah, you're
around.
seeing yeah, exactly when I do the fucked up thing.
I don't like it. Uh,
uh,
Probably get another Solitude.
dude, these are all good. I don't know what to tell you here. I don't think
Uh,
there's a
I
wrong
think
decision.
second Felly is probably wrong.
I think it's actually gonna be this.
Okay, so white orc. White Orchid and Solitude. All right. I would assume I am supposed to. That's the turn here, yeah. You can march anyway. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So this happened. Who cares? Let you surveil like a big jerk. Um, and then yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna fetch now.
Interesting. I mean, I think I immediately know what that means, but like it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could pre-combat do this. Like I feel like I know what you have. I feel like you know that I know, but like whatever. Oh, no, no, it was better. It was better. That's okay. I will take an additional solitude.
Makes sense to me. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess sure.
Yeah, I'm a little upset with myself. I was definitely supposed to pre-combat do this. Yeah. Well, yeah. And this is why I'm supposed to pre-combat do this. Although I think it ends up being the same thing.
I do think it ends up being the same thing because I still just don't block with the doorkeeper, right?
Yep.
Okay, so definitely floating mana here. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we get the spur. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Ooh. I mean,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Trying to think if I could do anything differently. I don't really think so.
I
So
I think
okay, okay.
it.
So it actually did matter, and I think I know why.
Okay.
So if I main phase White Orchid you, you have to flash in the thing, right?
Yep.
At which point I have an option to then simply attack Felia, blink out, Thrall.
Okay.
Now I don't know if that actually ends up mattering. I don't think it actually does. Let's see. So Thrall is gone. You have the Shadow Spear and the Colossus Hammer in play. My hand is like, I mean, I could just show you. Like,
So we pitched. Other solitude makes sense.
yeah,
You
I
actually
mean, it
survive
is
here. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 plus 3 is 12. So I don't think you die here, right? Because the
22
lifelink.
minus. So you're dealing me 12. I'm gaining 3.
Yeah, you're gaining 3. So effectively, it's like
I mean, how do I
so.
not? It's like, but how do I win from there, right? I
Right.
guess I just have to draw push. I have to draw push or wrath.
Wrath. Yeah, draw Wrath is a really good plan.
So if I'm trying to draw wrath, then I should try to keep the things alive that don't die to that. So 22, this is plus 5, so 17. So I actually can just block with Solitude, White Orchid, right?
That sounds right.
So this is plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I go to 1. Yeah. It is lifelink, though. Your thing is.
Lot of life here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If only I had a ley line axe in my opener. I'm dealing 18 and you're gaining 3. Yeah, so you get 1.
We
Okay, so the question is, am I moving anything? I think I probably move the hammer to the paladin here.
seems fine.
Since you're likely to like Felia blink the doorkeeper so you can tag the paladin with a solitude, that would make sense to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, all right. This way I gain extra life, which means maybe
Right,
we're
right.
supposed to move that there too. Yeah, sure.
I think that seems fine. Okay, that doesn't do anything. What does do anything? I mean, I guess I'm just like immediately getting the solitude anyhow.
Yeah, yeah, every time. All right, so yeah, I know no cards in your hand. Currently, I will in a second when you pick up solitude.
Trying to think if there's anything else I can do here. I think the answer is still no.
Yeah, so like the doorkeeper.
Boo, there goes my beautiful, beautiful boy. Um,
You're talking about Wrath of the Skies. Get out of here.
yes, yes, yes. I'm going to 1, so you don't actually even have to put anything on your guy.
This is true.
And then what do I even want to do here then? It's so awkward. Okay, so yeah, I want to solitude your guy. I guess like you're gonna gain a billion anyway.
Yeah, I'll gain 13.
Um, but but like I also want to do something after all of this. Can I even do something after all of this? Not
Um,
really.
yeah, because there's not like a flicker wisp or something in the yard. Um,
I guess fine.
okay, yeah, easy part of the
I
turn.
don't.
Um, did you mean to let me go to blocks?
Yeah, I don't think it
Okay,
matters.
okay.
So my whole question here is, does this do anything? And I think it does.
I think it probably does. Gets you another card.
If only I had blocked more. No, but I would have lost the Overlord.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really need to draw into a Wisp here to not die, I think. I needed to either draw white card or draw into Wisp, and I did neither of those things.
yeah,
Because you can just manually equip. I'm also at one. It doesn't matter. So I don't have the
yeah,
flyer. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
My hand is Bogart, Trawler, Solitude. So it was like the whole thing was like, how do I get out of that situation?
Yeah. Yeah, I had second paladin in my hand, so I was like, we're in insane shape. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh,
So
I
yeah.
was supposed to. You were supposed to let you concede, so we had to.
Oh, it's fine. So I think that was one of the more that was the first time that it was like my hand, like we had Thrall plus like a way to pressure you, which I think is exactly
Mhm.
what I want post board. Okay, so I think we agree that like this is a good matchup for black white, like
Yep,
because you have
for
infinite
sure.
solitudes. So I
I will
think,
say you
yeah,
beat
go ahead.
my like upper echelon draw like so that the hand was like push Belia Overlord Solitude and you beat that. So I mean like certainly impressive.
Yeah.
Um like I kept feeling like I had moves with Doorkeeper, but they just like weren't quite lining up for me. But there's definitely games where like it does line up for me, and yeah, I mean it's one of those like you do everything you can to make sure like we're both trying to like we end up having big fights over like one thing, right? Like a
Yes.
lot of the time.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. It's like, oh yeah, I can share my screen with you. That helps. Um, yeah, so Surge is really
mhm.
um
I don't think you're supposed to cut Surge, and the reason I think you're not supposed to cut it is Thoughtseize.
I agree. And it's also it is hard to reliably have the blue mana against you.
Yes.
Um
Like especially if I'm going as heavy into White Orchid as I was, which again I'm not sure is right, and that might be an error with like how like this particular list is constructed.
sure.
I could have not brought them, but then it's like, what am I like two Ketramose isn't going to be good, two Relic isn't going to be good, two Emperor probably isn't going to be good.
Yeah.
So like I could have just had Avon in that slot. I don't think that's good either. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like I get two medium cards, and depending on like my sideboard, that could be better or worse against you, right? Like if my sideboard had the Sony silences, obviously that is what would be coming in,
Yes.
which would push it even further in my favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Stony's another reason, like, if I don't have open deck lists, Swan Song is very good in the matchup because it also tags that, of course.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think so. So pre-board, I want a very fast hand, potentially backed up with a surge, and just like don't respect you at all. Just try to kill you. I think that's what I have to do. And then post-board, I can either do that and have a thrall, or I think I can go a little bit longer if I have like a swan song to protect like a saga or something from Wrath of the Skies. But I think those are kind of the hands I'm looking for. One problem I'm at is I want to cut the 4 Mennonites and the Grafdigger's Cage for these 6, but I don't want to cut the cyst, the spear, the boots. I don't really want to cut axe, like any axes. I think axe is like the best 0.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's an ornithopter. Maybe postboard it is ornithopter.
Mm,
There's no world
well,
it's
okay.
Mox right now. No.
I think the whole issue is that Mox enables half of the draws you're discussing.
Yeah.
And the backup issue is that Mox is going to be your only reliable blue source. If you're trying to rely on blue to stop my wrath, and Mox is part of that plan, and it's part of the get under me plan, I don't think you're allowed to harm that plan anymore at all. So like I think of the cards you have here, I think Nettle Cyst or Stoneforge are still the cuts that I would be looking to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you're happy with that, but I don't think your mapping looks wrong. Like I feel like if you're trying to respect me, you need all the Doorkeeper Thralls, and I think the Swan Song. I've been talked into wanting both Swan Songs and the
Yeah.
Surge.
Yeah. What if we just do 61 postboard?
Nah,
No?
nah.
No? All right.
I don't
um,
think so. I don't think so. Like, I legitimately don't think the Nettlecyst is that good.
I think that's fair.
Like, I I feel like you're just like hoping that you put the Nettlecyst on a throw or something, and I don't think that's that good. You already have Leyline Axe as a mana sink
True.
to equip to it. So I mean, it's the you don't have Leyline Hand that also went late. Like you could also just cast Leyline Axe in those games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like how often were you thinking to yourself when you cast a Stoneforge, you were like, man, I wish I could go get a Nettles.
It's basically just the games where you like go turn one Stoneforge, and then your Nettlecyst is just huge on turn two. That being said, Nettlecyst does line up like exceptionally badly against Felia,
Hmm.
so there's that. And the fact that Doorkeeper means it doesn't even get the germ. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the games where we are strapping up assist onto a Doorkeeper are not games we are winning. Because even if I just like do that, unless I also have like a Shadow Spear on it, then you can probably just race me with like Overlord.
I
So
mean, honestly,
yeah,
anything. Like you did that one game and it was a 4-5, and then I was just like, all right, I'm clocking you back for 4, and
yeah,
I'm very chill about that.
yeah. And you just like put in sparkle in some Fatal Push for for extra seasoning and call it a day. Yeah, okay.
Right,
I,
right.
I think you've convinced me. I think Boots and Spear are both very good though in the matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right.
How many protection spells did you feel like you would want in the matchup? Like, let's say you could have as many as you want. What would the number be?
I don't. So I've done this like with a few different matchups. I don't think it's like ever more than six anyway, just because you
Okay.
delete your deck too much at that point.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not like the old hammer builds we were talking about where it's just like you can cut like all your zeros and just go really grindy. It's like because Mopul demands you don't do that.
Sure. I mean, I was just looking at Consign and thinking
Sure.
like that's basically protection spell number 7.
I
But
do
I don't
like
really think.
I do like how it interacts with Felia's return trigger, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like Felly return trigger, Wisp return trigger, it works against the Solitude stuff. I legitimately think Consign can be quite good against me.
Yeah,
It's sort of difficult to time, and maybe your other protection is just already good enough. Conversely, I kind of wanted to talk about from my side.
yeah,
You were talking about how, particularly game one, you should just not respect me. While I think that is true, I think that any black white player worth their salt will be keeping a hand that has at least one piece of interaction.
for sure,
Like
for sure.
I think there's just no way they're keeping a hand without one, and frankly, it's often gonna have two.
Yeah,
Like
let me pull up
yeah,
the
it just
list.
makes that kind of harder to do, right? Like if I didn't Thoughtseize you on one and I didn't play a relic on one, like I'm probably representing Fatal Push and or Ephemerate, if not both.
Mhm.
So like I might not have the Solitude immediately. Like I think my hand with the Thoughtseize that we talked about with the Overlords is an excellent example where it's like I had a Thoughtseize and then I didn't have the Solitude yet, but I was probably gonna get a Solitude very quickly.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
so I
Um,
mean, just like I don't think this changes anything for you. I just like want to put it in your mind that like that plan may often not work anyway.
For sure. And I think it's less. This is what I should always do, and more like because if I can line up a kill on turn three with a surge, like I think that's just a lot better. But
For
it's
sure.
more mulliganing to the right hands and having the right mentality in the matchup, especially game one, where it's just like if you ever get to attack with an overlord and like return your solitude, the game has ended. I'm
Hmm.
at like 20, but the game has ended. And so yeah, it's kind of like when I was playing its four color a lot. It was just like, yeah, I mean, you play Lavinia, maybe a spell pierce, hope it works, and just like try to kill them as quick as possible. So that's kind of where I'm at there. Doorkeeper having flash was really nice.
Yeah, no, it was very relevant. Yeah, Doorkeeper was definitely good. Like I think Flying and Flash both were exceptionally relevant. I was thinking about the play you talked about earlier with the Surge plus Inkmoth,
Hmm.
and I think that kind of thing actually should maybe be happening more if you can,
Agreed.
because it's much harder for me to interact with that unless I already just have. I guess it's mostly Thoughtseize, right? Like, or like from my end, I can try to limit what you can do with your board, so like removing hammers, that kind of thing. And
Right.
like we saw me doing that, right? But like you never got a chance to do that play, or at least you never went for that
Hmm.
play. And I think those lines are really good. And I also think Boots sort of enables a similar thing, but not quite. right?
Right. Yeah, boots are more for like, oh, I have two equippers. I'll run out the paladin first, play the boots, you kill it, but we still got like, an 11 damage attack through, and then we can deploy another threat, equip boots to it, like the hard mode, and then attack with the BI. Yeah. And so, yeah, the pre-animate ink moth surge lines, I think, are really powerful. Similarly, I think if I have two or three creatures in play, which I don't think that's simple, but it is a
It
situation
doesn't
that can
happen a
happen.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's another spot where you just like surge and then go to attacks and NPI.
Yeah, yeah, I
Similar
agree.
effect. But yeah, so I agree with all that. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, Wrath of the Skies is an unnecessarily rude card, but here we are.
Yeah, right. I mean, like Wrath being good against you, just like our deck. Really, I think our deck is just gonna be good against you
Yeah.
because of how it's constructed, right? Like my deck is designed to loop Solitude, and then a lot of my hate that happens to be in the deck for the best deck in Breach just happens to also slam you of like, oh hey, yeah, I need to Wrath the Skies this Urza Saga deck, and you're like, wait, that's me.
No, I'm not the bad guy. There's a saga deck. But okay, sweet. Yeah. So if people want to find you, I know you're fairly active on Twitter. But anywhere
Yeah.
else, you're a member of Team Odyssey, so I know their Twitter is fun and they post relevant things. I mostly just post leftist agitprop and dogs. So
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, we mostly post Magic. I mean, like they only post Magic stuff. I should say Odyssey does. I occasionally will post stupid memes, but they're often Magic related. I did want to cap the conversation on our
yeah,
decks with one last thing of just what do you think the matchup win percentage is? If you want to break it down like pre and post, that's fine. But if you want to just give like an
yeah.
overall number, that might be useful. I don't know.
Sure. So obviously there's a lot of like how many wraths, that kind of thing. But I think if you're looking at players who have like similar amounts of experience on their decks, which is what I generally do, it's probably overall between 60-40 and 70-30 in favor of black white. I think
Okay.
post board. I don't know if post board is better or worse for each deck. Genuinely, I don't know because Wrath of the Skies is really good, but Doorkeeper Thrall is also really good. So it's probably just like 60, like with an asterisk and a plus% in favor of black white kind of across. And then a lot of it, I think a lot of it is also play draw, of course.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with all that. I think probably game one, I would tilt it more towards that like 70-30
Sure.
area for me. I think you actually improve a little bit more than I do post board. I
Okay.
don't think it's a lot more. Wrath is really good against you, but I think the fact that Thrall in particular has flash means you can play around the Wrath with it too.
Yeah.
So it sort of covers both angles, which is really nice, and you're also really aggressively protecting it. So even though the post board game slows down, which on its surface sounds like it should favor me, I think the Thrall pulls a ton of weight to try to make it not be the case. I mean, obviously, like I could still kill it, right? Like I still have fatal
Right.
pushes, I have vindicates, I have thoughtseize. Like I have plenty of ways that deal with it, but you have a good amount of protection too, and I think there's also some awkwardness on my end, like particularly with Vindicate just being shit, but um, like just the mana inefficiency there. So like imagine I have to tap out to like play a Flicker Wisp, and I feel safe because I have a Solitude. Like even though I had the Fatal Push in my hand, you still just get to Thrall, and maybe you untap and kill me. Like your deck is actually pretty good at doing that. So I think pre-board probably 70-30-ish. Post-board you're probably improving a bit more, but it's still probably in the like 60, maybe a little more than 60, but maybe not 65, like 63 or something percent. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think
Does that
that's
sound
that's
about right to you?
reasonable. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, and that's why it's just like in these kind of matchups, you just like don't respect them, just jam
Yeah.
because it's just bad for you. I will say like if you draw your nut draws, like you beat basically every draw they can have. So like at least there's that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, like you beat one of my better draws. I think I could have like our absolute best draws against each other are pretty interesting. Like
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Like the hand I had with the Ophelia Overlord was close to that. I think if the fatal push was a thought seize, then I win that
yeah,
game, and if with the
probably
push I
yeah,
didn't win that game. Anyway,
yeah.
yeah. Uh,
These were great games,
to go
though,
back,
for the most part.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Appreciate the time. I know testing against Hammer is not relevant for basically anyone, so I always appreciate when people help me out by volunteering their time.
Oh, I don't care. It like I have all kinds of brew shit I make people play against, and I also like Hammer, and I I feel like playing against you with it is always a reminder of like, hey, wait a minute, this is maybe more real than people give it credit for.
It's not hard to give it more credit than this is unplayable garbage and you should never touch it.
That's what I get a lot of too.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, if you want to see my unplayable garbage that I post about, yeah, Twitter's probably the best place. It's just SpiderSpace MTG there. I mean, theoretically, I might stream, but I don't know. It's been quite a long time, and it's one of those like nowadays, if I do it, it's usually something like this, where I just get on somebody else's thing, and I'm like, all right, we'll hang out.
yeah, just go for the vibes, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm vibing. I'm not a content creator unless I create sideboard guides and maybe Patreons in the future, but hey, whatever.
Exactly. Sweet. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, and like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Bye.